everybody. It's me, Grammy, and I bet you wondering what is going on. This is not your typical start screen for me. Nope. I've been making shirts, and I thought that I would show you some of my mistakes as well as some of my upcoming shirts that I'm going to be selling, but also what not to do. Now, this one here, I actually paid for a fiver to create for me. Created this with these pants. It's me, Grammy sleeveless outfit. And then also the pullover that goes on it. And it's taking a long time to pull up. Then I've also got some other shirts here that I've made, outfits, Heart Squad. Somebody else made the Grammy shirt. And here's the jacket that goes over top of with this It's Me Grammy sleeveless one. This one here, this New Year's Eve one, did not work out. I wish I knew how to delete these. If you know how to, would you put it in the comment section? So here's this, and we can scroll in so you can see what it looks like up close. This is the one the Fiverr made, so it's got the shading and things like that. And I'm still learning all about that, but I do know the basics. And since some of you are asking me how I'm doing it, I've made this Happy New Year's shirt and some other ones. I just thought I would show you how I do it. First, you have to download the template, which you get on the Create button. You scroll down to where the shirts are, or the pants. If you're going to do pants, I'm going to do shirt. And right here it says to use the template. If not, download it here. So we're going to download it here. And then I go to Photopea, and I'm going to do a new one. And I'm going to put the new project in, and let's call it No Bully Shirt. Okay? We'll just do that. And the width has to be 585. The height is 559. So 585 width, height is 559. I usually always do the background as being transparent. That way I can cut parts out and it will show the skin. And then I create. Got that part. Then we want to go File, Open and Place. I have in my templates, I already have the template for the shirt, which I showed you how to get it on the channel. And then, so we've got the template and we've got the background. You always want the template on top of the background. And I also want to put that color in. I chose that purple color that I want to use. So I'm going to open in place and I'm going to go back to my quick access because the purple should be right there in the very top. And we'll put that there. I need to make it cover the whole thing and have it do the 585, 559. See down in the bottom corner? Good. And then we're going to move the template to be up on top of the purple. There we go. Got the background here. That's the transparent one. We have the purple background, and then we have the template. That's where we want to start. There we go. Now what we do is we use this right here, and we cut this part out. And when you look, you've got the pink, and when you've got it lined where just those two lines are, you can bring it down and over. And then do the same thing over here. Make sure you've got it the right way. And there we go. And then we delete. And it's going to say, oh, select a layer first. I didn't select a layer, but I want to cut it out of the template. Oh, before I do that, the way you notice these is that this is the right, this is the front, this is left, and this is the back of the shirt. And if you do that line, then that's cropped and you don't have to do the down part. The up is the part on the top with the U here. This is the U for the up, and that goes across the whole top. Then you've got the front, and then you've got underneath, which is down. This would be right here if you want some kind of glove. So if you want short sleeves, you want to cut all of that out and not have any of it colored. And then, of course, you've got the back of the sleeve. This is right. So this is going to be right, back, left. So this is your left arm. So this is going to be the top of your left arm. This is left, back, right with the front. And this is the right, and it's your right arm. So this is going to be the top of your right arm. And of course, if this is the front and this is right, then if you want a logo to go on here, you would do it in the exact same place and facing the same direction as that R is right there. And that will be the best place for it to show on the outside of your arm. There we go. or it could be up in this part right here, because that would be that part right there. Be a little higher. Okay, so let's delete this now, but it has to be rasterized first. The template has to be rasterized, so we right click on it and rasterize. Then go back, click delete, and there it's gone, and our purple shows up. Now we do the same thing with the other ones. We get the lines, not too far, because you don't want it to have the other part of the X or the cross. You just want the two parts that you're using. And then you carry it down. When I'm going into another color, I kind of go down a little farther so I make sure I don't have white lines in the end product, like that. Because if I took it where it was like this, then there would be that space, and then it wouldn't be exactly right. So I'm going to go to the point here so that I can click here and move that. Whoops, I don't want to move that. No. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go into the purple part and cut it out. This part has to be... Oh, if you look, I've got the wrong highlighted. I want the template highlighted, not the purple part. There we go. Now we're fine. Good. And we do the same thing here. Now I want this to be shorter, so I'm going to cut all of this out, but I'm also going to cut the other layer out too. So what I like to do, since I'm going to cut all of it out, is to do the longer part here, like this, cut, and then get that symbol, move it over, and get the other one. Then they're exactly the same. And then I go back for this side. Get the colors in there, bring them over. Again, I go past into the purple because I don't like those white lines anyplace. One of the tricks I've learned. And same thing over here. I did one, and it had all these white lines. I was like, why does it have the white lines? It's because I did each individual section. Each individual section, and that made it just had all these white lines, and I wasn't blurring, and it just didn't look right at all. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a neckline in this one too. And I'm going to cut this part off so that I don't forget later. So we use that same tool again, only this time we're going to use it on the purple background. And we are going to cut here off of the purple. This is going to shorten the sleeve. It's going to want me to rasterize, see? So I have to right click on it and rasterize, which I don't remember what that means. And there, now we've got this section where it looks like with all the little squares. Take this over here, do the same thing on this side. Except I notice there's a little bit of purple right there, so I'm going to bring this back over and cover that up because I don't want a purple line going up the arm. There we go. Then I'm also going to get rid of this purple part here because I don't want anything on the hands. And we'll do that. And then I'll move this one over here and do that and take it down a little bit to get that last little bit of purple off. And take it back over here and get that last little bit of whatever off there. Okay, so now it's going to be short. It's not going to have this bottom portion here. And I want to put my little logo on, so while I'm doing the shirts, I'm going to open and place, and I have a document on my computer that is my heart. So I'm going to go into it, find it, and click on it and put it in, and you'll see it show up. Okay, it shows up over here. You'll see right now it's here, the heart transparent is over here, which means it's underneath this layer. But if I want to see it, I'll just move it up above so I can see it and then change it. Let's get the pointing one that lets me resize things. Uh-oh, I was in the wrong thing. Edit, undo, so it'll go back. Make sure that I have the heart selected And then I can bring it over and down. I'm going to make it really small because it's going to go on the arm. And it's going to go, whoops. Let's undo. All right, and we're going to bring it down to a good size. And then get in the center. And I'm going to put it right in the middle here. And that R was going like this, and this F, so the letters were all going like that. If I keep it in the middle of this and make it a little bit smaller, it should work. Now I'm trying this, okay? This is kind of like a first time I'm doing this. So I'm pretty sure it's going to work, but we'll see. Let's go up just a little bit. Because there's the front, this is front, this is the up part, this is the left arm, this is the right arm. So this should be right here. And so this should work right there. It should work like that. And I come over here and I duplicate the layer. And then I can just, it's right here, click on it. And then I can move it over. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Undo. So it'll go back. Oops, okay, it's not undoing. So we'll just move it back. There we go. It's all back in place again. Click that heart where I want to move it. And then make sure I've got the point and slowly move it over this time instead of trying to do it so fast. That way if I make a mistake, I don't make such a big mistake, right? Let's see. I'm going to put it up more. Nope, I think I'm going to do it just like I did the other one, right there. This one, I'm going to move right over just a little bit more to there. And hopefully that works. We'll see. Okay, click the template and I can see if they're in the same place, which they look like they are, and hopefully that is wrapping around the arm and it'll work. We'll see. All right, now I want to do something up here. I want to cut the neckline out, and sometimes for a neckline I like to use the parametric shape, which sometimes you have to like put it someplace and get it about the size and where you want it, and then move it, okay? Because that didn't look right. So I'm gonna get this, and I can move it up here where the neckline is. It's not going to be that color, by the way. We need to make it a different color because that's going to be the outline of the neckline. So let's make this color different. Let's choose the color. There, click on it over here, and this is where the color shows up because I forgot to show you that part. When you click on the shape down here, the color and everything else shows up here. So it will tell you how big you want it, what shape you're going to have it. I could have a star, I could do an arrow, I can do a spiral, but I'm going to do the polygon as my neckline, and I'm going to do it in a color of, let's see, let's do this color, just so that you can see it and we can mark it all. Then I'm going to create my polygon, which, like I said, sometimes I'll just create it and then move it. Like now I get the arrow button and I move it up here where I want it. Make it a little larger if I think it needs to be, maybe a little lower. Okay, make sure it's in the center. It looks like it's in the center. There's a red line usually that shows up, and I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here to the ellipse, and this is the one that will cut parts out. So I'm going to cut this part out so that there will be an empty neckline. Then the neck and the head will come through. So we're going to delete. It says layer is not editable. Editable, but it really is. So you just have to come back in, rasterize it, and then delete again. It went through that part, and we're going to do it again. Here, delete. And now we're all the way through with the neckline, and we have a little bit of blue around it. And we're back in. Okay. And if I want to make it bigger, I could. If I wanted to make it smaller, I could. It all depends. It's hard to do it once you actually do the circle, but you can. See, just like that. Delete. And now it's even a little bit clearer and neater. All right. Now, I want to do some symbols on here. So, let's come down here to this one, and we shall do let's see, actually, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to add in a shape that I have from my computer. And it's in my artwork file folder. And I'm going to do a shooting star. Maybe not the shooting star. Now, how about stellar explosion? And let's make sure that we have, now it's down here, so we're going to click on it so that we know for sure that we're getting it. Use the arrow and bring it over. And then we can make it smaller if we want to. So you can put any type of thing, clip art if you want to. You can create your own art that you want to. I'm going to create a circle here with the ellipse, and I'm going to put a circle in back here. And I want it to not be that color. I want it to be red. And then I'm going to put another circle inside of it. Okay, I'm going to go back down here, do it again, and put another circle inside of that one. And use this, move it over inside of it, make sure it's big enough, and then I can change the color to some other color that'll be inside the yellow. Like that. So I've got the yellow, and then I'm going to click down here where the circles are, which brings up the color part here, and I can use this, which makes no color. Or I have a type of pattern here that I could use if I wanted to. So I'm going to use the pattern. So now I have the yellow. Let me click here. I've got the yellow on the outside, and I've got this other pattern on the inside. And I'm going to do bully, the word bully. Okay. And let's do it here. Write the word bully, B-U-L-L-Y. But that's really tiny. So let's highlight it. And let's make it a different color. Let's make it red. And let's make it a little bit larger. We use the slider to go up, maybe to 23. We'll just guesstimate. And I think it could be bigger. What do you think? I think it could be bigger. Let's go over here to the arrow so we can move it into the center of the circle. And now I can make it bigger also by just enlarging the actual box here. See? Okay, so B-U-L-L-Y, bully. Just like that. And if I decide that I want it taller, I can do that. I can move it over into the center again. If I want to change the color, I come over here to the text part of it. It will come up on top, and I can change the color to maybe blue. Let's try to see what blue looks like. Now it's blue. Okay. I'm going to put a red line across it. Over here where the ellipsis is, you can click on it, right click, and there's a line. You can draw a line right through this. Now, right now it's going to be this, but I'm going to make it, don't want that one. Don't want that. I want it to be red. Don't want the yellow. So I pick the yellow so the other ones will come up. I'm going to do the red. And I'm going to draw a line right here, straight through it, just like that. Okay? And I want an X because I want to really say that I don't want this stuff. So I'm going to go right through it again with the other side and have an X. And go back to the arrow so it will let you see what it looks like. No bullying. And over here, I want to show something about boosting. So we are going to boost. We are going to build people up. We're going to stop the bullying and we're going to build people up. Let's see, what type of thing, is there any clip art that sort of talks about boosting? Well, stars are always good. And we can even draw a star. Over here on the side, where the line is, if you go to the parametric, and then you come up here where it says polygon, remember, we could do a star. So let's do a blue star or a pink star. How about a pink star? A gold star. We'll do a gold star. There we go. And I've never um, created a star before on this, but there we go. Cool. But it's not in the right spot, so let's move it down to here. Maybe connect it with that. See this? That shows that it's in the center right there. And I'm thinking now that I don't really like that yellow being behind there. So we're going to come over here and click on the yellow on this side and go back over here and click. So if the yellow came up, I don't want it to be yellow, that circle. I'm going to put that yellow into a different color. There, it's blue. Now it's blue. Behind the bully part is blue because I want this to be yellow. Let's go back up where the star is and let's do another star on top of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we are going to duplicate that layer. And now we have two stars. We want to use the arrow so that we can move the other star off of it. There we go. And I'm going to make it bigger. Okay, I'm going to make that, the star that's underneath, larger. Okay, like that. Just make it larger. Move it back down just a touch. There we go. So it's in the center. I'm going to put the larger one underneath the big one. The smaller one is underneath the larger one. And I'm going to click on it. Click on this so the color comes up, and let's make the background of it green. Now there's a green outline to it. Or we could do a red outline. Or we could do a pink outline. I think pink looks even better. What do you think? And then go over here to the arrow and let's click the yellow one and let's bring it down just a little bit so it's inside the pink a little bit better. There we go. Pretty cool, huh? Except for that pink, I see it sticking up there. So let's bring the whole thing down. Click on the pink one. Let's bring it down there, and the pink one, and let's bring the pink one down behind it. And we won't be up in that collar anymore then. Okay, there, now we have stars. Went a little bit off, didn't it? See, if you get that little curved part here, you can even curve them where they're not right on top of each other if you don't want it to be. Okay, pink one, and we'll curve it just a touch. Like that. Okay, there we go. I think that looks really cool. In fact, we might even enlarge the yellow one just a little bit more. With it being with that other one underneath, I think that looks kind of cool. And we'll just curve it a little bit. There we go. Now, let's get another text. Here we go with text. I'm going to put it right here. And we are going to say boost. B, capitals. Okay, B-O-O-S-T, boost. We're going to boost people up. We're not going to tear them down with bullying. We're going to boost them. And if you guys can think of a better word that you like, then go ahead. Up here to the arrow, we're going to move it into the center. And do we like that color? Do we want it to be bigger? Do we want it to be smaller? What do we want? I kind of like that color, but yet in another way, I want to see about doing it a different color. So let's click on there, on the T. It makes the color part come up. Let's see what it looks like if it's green. Green. Oh, it matches into the yellow too much. No, that doesn't work. What about pink? Pink goes into the pink too much, so we don't want pink. Let's pull up any of these other colors that we can do. We could do anything. We have a whole slider here, and we could choose any colors that we want to choose. What about, can't be green, can't be pink. What about the blue? What about like that blue? Hmm, might be okay if we make it thicker, which we can. Let's put it centered. We have it bold. We could use a different font. We could switch the font, highlight it, switch the font to maybe this. So load it. Oh, and it looks like that. That's kind of cool. Let's try another one. A really good one that is noticeable. What about, saw one that was good. What about this one? That one's kind of cool. You know, red might actually look good too. Let's see what else. Virgo. We want something really thick and easy to see. Vanilla. Okay, what about vanilla? That looks kind of cool. It's awfully big. Might want to move it a little bit smaller. Let's come over here and let's bring it down just a little bit because that's kind of big. And I'm thinking red was actually a pretty good color. So let's go here and let's see what red looks like. Boost with red. The other thing we could do is put another color behind it too. Or we could make this yellow and make that a different color. Maybe that's what we should do. Let's change this to yellow. Okay. Whoops. Okay, highlight with this one. Okay. I'm going to highlight all of that. I'm going to change it to yellow. So the word's going to be yellow. And then we're going to come back over here to the star, and we're going to change the star to something else. What about this? What about the blue? Okay, star. Here we go. That's yellow. We want it to go to the blue or the green. No, blue. Oh, dark blue. No, light blue. That kind of works. Kind of. But the boost just isn't really showing up, is it? I think what we're going to have to do is put something else behind it. Let's go with this. And we'll change this font again. Here, let's go ultra. There, that looks good. And I'm going to make it red. All right, let's see what it looks like. Go off for the arrow. And it looks like this. Kind of thinking that, let's put the pink behind the blue. So just by changing the order, we were able to put the pink behind the blue, and then we can change this to a different color. Not red. Let's go for that color. Will that work? Doesn't really show up. Okay. Text. Yellow. We're going to go for yellow. There we go. There. Now that works because we got the pink on top of the blue. And now you can see that. And now the shirt's done. That's all that we can do. We could do other things. We could put double letters. We could do all sorts of things. Now, coming over here, here it says templates. We want to make sure that templates are on the top because I found out that when I did not have template on the top, it thought I didn't even have a template. So now you can leave it separate like this, or you can merge it down. I kind of prefer sometimes to merge it down, which means you click on it, you right click, and then you merge down. And what it does is it puts everything into one layer and not multiple layers. So merge down, merge down, merge down. Keep doing it. There's probably a way that you can, in fact, I know there is, but I'd rather do it piece by piece. So I'm going to keep doing it individually. Merging it down, merge down, and I'm going to stop right after this. Okay, so I have the template on the top. I have all the build-up part here, and then I've got the background. Now I'm going to, whoa, didn't mean for that to come up there. Let's delete that. Okay, get the arrow so I don't get any more of those weird things happening. And I'm going to file. I always save everything as the PSD because that's the um, photopea thing. And then I'm going to export it as a PNG and save it. We already have it named as a no bully shirt. Then we are going to go over to Roblox, to that same place where we downloaded the template. We are going to choose a file. It's the no bully shirt, and we want the PNG right there. And then we are going to upload it. And shirt successfully created. Now we just have to wait for it to materialize. It takes it a while. So that is how you create a shirt. And you can do all sorts of other things with them. All sorts of other things you can do with these shirts. You can be quite creative. I did this one like I showed you with the New Year's shirt where I had taken one graphic and flipped it upside down and right side up and all sorts of things. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully you've enjoyed it and learned something about it, and hopefully you'll like making your own shirts and maybe even purchasing my shirts. Mine are going to be in group creations and also my individual creations. Um, Thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I really like reading your comments. That's why I fixed this one. It's actually the second one because I made a mistake on the first one, so I've just redid the whole thing. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Tips and Tricks Tuesdays is tonight. That will be interesting. Talk to you later. You guys take care of each other. You know that my heart is always with you. And so, whether I am building shirts or I am playing games, I want you to know, hearts out.